Okay, well, here's a part 3 on the tub repair shower stall. This saran wrap seemed to work great. It didn't stick to it at all. It just came right off. And it is definitely smoother than I got with the little trowel. The trowel, my technique was not so good. It didn't come out nice and flat. Now this, I'm still going to sand over this, but I'm just going to go right to the fine sand. And I'm not going to bring it down to the individual 5 little holes. I'm just going to get just a smooth contour so it's built up. Hopefully that'll make this more reliable, secure effect. So let me just hit a pause and I'll just do a little light sanding on this. Okay, well, I sanded it, and I must say that I'm not happy with the results. Now, the main reason I'm not happy is because as I was sanding it, I noticed that there were some, must have been air bubbles, there were little voids in the material. So originally I was only going to try to take out surface irregularity and basically leave it there built up. But then I noticed that I couldn't get a smooth surface because I had bubbles. Okay, one of the biggest ones was right about there. So I just kept sanding it down. I figured, well, worst that's going to happen is I'll take it all off and then it will pull out and I'll be back where I started from. But I also noticed that even though I was primarily only wanting to sand here because I was going back and forth, I was also beginning to sand on the other fiberglass. So that was bad. And I never could completely get rid of the void. So for example, here, that particular hole is pretty much right down to just where the hole was. And you can still see that there are 2 little voids. Now, I could sand that further and take it all off, but then there's a good chance it's going to pull out because those voids are going right into the area where there was a hole. So the real question is, did I do something wrong here? What did I do such that I ended up with those voids in the material? Now, it might be that, did I not mix the material? Blend it for at least 1 minute to make sure they're evenly mixed. Now, I didn't notice anything, and I would have thought I mixed it for a minute, but as I was, putting it in and putting that film over it, maybe there was some way to work out any little voids. Now, some of those voids are extremely small, so I'm not convinced that that would be easy to do. I'm not happy with this particular product. Either that or I'm not happy with my performance. Either way, I'm probably just going to let this be because it does seem to seal, from a waterproof point of view, the voids that were in the gel. And at a future point, I might be able to just cover this whole thing over with a larger patch that, let's say, it has a better color match and ends up with overall better repair and repairs, what I've done here. Because I don't want to spend essentially an entire career trying to do it with this product, and I wasn't totally happy with the hardness of the product either. I'm not convinced that it's going to be as hard as what I used previously. What I used previously was this. Now, the problem with this is I could not get this in almond, and that's what I thought. The bone, turns out, is about the same color as that. I didn't get a perfect color match with my color match, and I probably only got as good as I was able to get with the bone. So, and I thought I had better luck with this, but honestly, when I put this patch on in the tub, I didn't sand it completely smooth. I only worked it over and left it rough. It was on the floor, and I thought that actually improved the traction because the floor wasn't a perfectly smooth surface anyway on the tub. It had a pattern on it. Okay, so I didn't sand it, but it's been there for many years, so I don't know if these kits are all bad or if some of them have a harder surface. But I will say that this one here I was not really happy with. It had the potential to produce a color match, but on the first, I wasn't, able to get it easily. Now, this particular area does not get a lot of stress. You don't stand on it, for example, so this patch might do fine. I'll just cover that over with a little soap dish. because you don't want the soap to sit on there anyway. And then it'll be fine. But at some point in the future, I might go back on this. I think what I'm going to do is I'll try when I get to my tub where I have a patch here already on it. I think I might try sanding it to see what happens there. And then I might come back to this at some point in the future. But for now, I'm going to say this is definitely close to maybe a C minus or a D in terms of the overall performance. It's really terrible. So I'm just wanting to hide it at this point. But hopefully the water won't basically leak through. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, thanks, bye.